from my perspective, the body image issues seem to arise primarily from our social conditioning. Living here in Ecuador, in the countryside, in the Andes, it's so beautiful to me to see how the women here just seem so much more relaxed with their bodies, their being, their everything. They're so much more at a slow pace of life. They might have this kind of extra tire hanging around the middle of their waist. They don't care. You know, they're not trying to look like some kind of model from some glossy magazine or something. They're just women living their lives. They have their children, they have their partners, they have their extended families, they have love, they have clean air and water and beauty all around them, and they're happy, you know, they're genuinely happy. They're not judging each other and, you know, tottering around in high heels and slapping lipstick on and playing all of these games and playing into these roles that are created. I really believe that women hold so much of their power in their abdomens, in their like womb space, in their third chakras. We, you know, our feelings, we have so much power and energy down there. And if you look at the old images of goddesses, of beautiful sacred women, like what's she called? I can't remember the name anymore. It's something like the goddess of Windburn or something. Someone will know what it is. You know, they have these rounded bellies, these beautiful, you know, feminine forms. And instead of that kind of imagery, what are most women, and especially young girls, bombarded with as images of ideal feminine form these days? It's all about, you know, flat stomachs and big breasts and tiny waists and da 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 da, on and on and on. You know, films and TV and radio. I'm not sure about radio, but billboards and everything that young women in our societies are coming into contact with all the time, seemingly, is this constant message of you have to be really slim and you have to be, you know, you have to have this makeup on, you have to use these products and da 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 da, on and on and on and on and on. It's relentless, and of course it's hugely connected to, you know, the commercial world that people tend to live in Western societies now. It's the advertising, it's the media, societal pressures, and then, you know, peers putting pressures on each other, and so many people seem to have really intense relationships with food at this point because there's so much stress and people use food as an outlet. You know, they use food because they're bored or they're angry or they're stressed or they feel like they deserve it, and just so much tension in those kind of societies. And that's a big reason why I'm here in a place like the countryside of Ecuador, to get away from all of that. I don't want to raise children in that kind of environment where there's this constant pressure and, you know, it's so easy to feel stressed and rushed. And of course you can live anywhere and be outside of that kind of system if you choose to. And in some places it's easier than in others, I feel like. And here it feels really easy to me to just slow down, breathe a lot deeper, not be living at that fast pace, and really disconnect from that whole kind of toxic reality. So aside from any pressures that women circulate around their own heads over and over again, which is of course a huge part of it as well, self-defeating thought processes and patterns, I think societal influence is huge. Oh, how do I suggest people overcome those issues? Disconnect your TV, stop looking at magazines, connect with other women on a very genuine basis. You know, start going to women's groups and sharing with other women who are in a heart-centered space about how you really feel. Slow down, remove excess stresses from your life, be kind with yourself. I think women especially can be really, really hard on themselves. Women so often feel like they have to be everything for everyone, have to keep giving and giving and giving, and that nothing they do is ever enough. You're doing great as you are. Just recognize that, really honor that. Write a gratitude list for the amazing things in your life, and maybe consider stop focusing so much on the external. You know, it's really about the internal. These bodysuits that we turn up in, we just have them for a limited time. Of course, we can do our best to take care of them. And ultimately, it's not about the bodysuit, right? It's about what's inside. I would put your focus there. Lord, well, I think I probably made my position all of that clear already. I'm not into any of that stuff. And I used to be caked in makeup and trying out different hair dyes. And because I was in such a big body, this morbidly obese body, I didn't feel like I could wear many clothes that I might genuinely want to wear. I felt quite limited in the clothes that were available to me. So I kind of expressed myself through makeup and nail varnish, I think you call it nail polish, and things like that. So, you know, I've definitely been there, and that is not something I choose for myself anymore. If you've never looked into the amount of toxicity that you're probably taking into your body through all of those kind of things, you might want to have a look at that. Could be interesting in terms of the carcinogens and just all of the different toxins you're taking in. So I'm not into any of those things. I do not use makeup. I would not dye my hair. I would definitely not be doing plastic surgery or botox. To me, it's very odd that people engage so much of their energy, seemingly, towards things like that. Some people, that's not my choice of path whatsoever. And I would strongly discourage it for anyone else as well, if only in terms of the toxicity level that you're introducing yourself to. I wouldn't want to be living with that.